Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? All right, so I have done some digging, okay, because I noticed in the comment section of my video from yesterday on my other channel, someone had brought something to my attention, and I said, well, I'm going to look into that. July 4th, 1932, Camp Mystic experienced a significant flood, which is one of the earliest recording major floods in its history. So tell me, what are the odds that on July 4th, 1932 and July 4th, 2025, this same camp, this same Christian camp for kids, gets flooded out on the same day? In 1932, the flood waters rose high enough to impact the dining hall and sweep away the cabins, and this is according to historical accounts. This event was a precursor to the more recent devastating floods that happened this year. Okay, so a more detailed look. The flood that happened in 1932 was one of the earliest major floods that was documented at Camp Mystic, which was only 6 years old at the time. Okay, the camp was only 6 years old. The flood waters rose to the dining hall, like I said, and washed away the cabins, which is highlighting the vulnerability of the cabins' locations near the Guadalupe River. Now, this event is noted as one of the most devastating floods at Camp Mystic until the one that just happened recently. The 1932 flood, along with other significant floods in 1978 and the one that just happened recently, illustrates a recurring pattern of a devastating floods in the area, often referred to as Flash Flood Alley. A community member has been doing some digging as well as I have, and she went to the NOAA library, and she said that she put in a modification search bar in 2025 and she hit search, and she also put in rain, and it shows an expired and current areas. She said she's going to check back every so often to track the areas, and she said she's waiting for Lexington, Kentucky and surrounding areas, because they have plans to make that a 15-minute city, as well as Louisville, Kentucky as well. So I'm going to show you what we're both seeing. Okay, so what this is the weather modification project reports. Okay, we know what weather modification is. It's any activity performed with the intention of producing artificial changes in the composition, behavior, or dynamics of the atmosphere. Okay, so what role does NOAA play in weather modification? Companies that intend to engage in weather modification activities within the United States are required by the Weather Modification Act of 1976 to provide a report to the administrator of NOAA at least 10 days prior to undertaking the activity. So it says, does NOAA conduct weather modification or weather modification experiments? NOAA does not research or conduct weather modification experiments and has no plans to do so in the future. So why does NOAA collect information about weather modification? It says that the Weather Modification Reporting Act of 1972 requires that all persons who conduct weather modification activities within the United States or its territories report such activities to the U.S. Secretary of Commerce at least 10 days prior to and after undertaking the activities. Failure to report results up to fines to $10,000. So activities subject to reporting: seeding or dispersing of any substance into clouds or fog to alter drop size, distribution, produce ice crystals or coagulation of droplets after the development of hail or lightning, or influence in any way the natural development cycles of clouds or their environment, using fires or heat sources to influence on convective circulation or to evaporate fog. Modifying the solar radiation exchange of the earth or clouds through the release of gases, dust, liquids, or aerosols into the atmosphere. Modifying the characteristics of land or water surfaces by dusting or treating the powders, liquids, sprays, dyes, or other materials. Releasing electrically charged or radioactive particles or ions into the atmosphere, applying shock waves, sonic energy sources, or other explosives or acoustic sources to the atmosphere, using aircraft propeller down wash, jet wash, or other sources of artificial wind generation, using lasers or other sources of electromagnetic radiation, or other activities undertaken with the intent to modify the weather or climate, including solar radiation management activities and experiments. So if you go down here, it says, how do you file a weather modification report? How do I submit forms? How long before my submission will be published? What if I see streaks in the sky and I think someone is modifying the weather? These are called contrails produced by planes. They are condensed products of combustion and vapor generated by airplanes traveling at higher altitudes where the atmosphere is colder. They have been prominent atmospheric features since the beginning of the jet plane travel in the early part of the 20th century. Official observations of contrails were made just after World War I as planes began to fly at high altitudes. NOAA does not have federal responsibility for regulating airplane exhaust. We do not manage the national airspace. So they said, what is cloud seeding? Cloud seeding requires the release of chemicals in the atmosphere in an effort to have water condense or freeze on them, become heavy enough to produce rain. It is considered a weather modification activity. NOAA does not regulate cloud seeding activities, but does collect information on such activities. So if you come down here, okay, because in the email she said that she had put in rain 2025, so that's what I did because I wanted to see what she was saying. And if you come down, okay, right here, South Texas Weather Modification Association. It's active until November 29th, 2025, rain enhancement. Texas Panhandle Groundwater. It's active until September 30th, 2025, rain enhancement. And then you've got West Texas Weather Modification. It's active until October 31st, 2025. Rain enhancement, hail suppression. Okay, so these right here are the ones that we're looking into. Okay, so if we click on it, let's see what it brings us to. All right, South Texas WMA, rain enhancement. And these are the ones that I talked about on my other channel. Evergreen, okay? That's the name of the sponsor for South Texas WX Mod Association at 110 Wyoming Boulevard, Pleasanton, Texas, 78064. The operator is Rainmaker from Rainmaker Technologies, 115 Eucalyptus Street, El Segundo, Texas, okay? So the name is Bria DiCarlo from Rainmaker Technology. And there's the signature, okay? And she's saying that she is a project meteorologist. And here is the areas that she's going to be doing her, I guess, research. Here, this section here, this blue section, brown section, red section, orange section, green section. Okay. So, and then this gives the instructions on what she has to submit. All right. So let's close that out. Now if we click on this one right here for the Texas Panhandle. Now this is by Panhandle Groundwater Conservation District for rain enhancement. For Brittany Britton, manager at PGCD in White Deer, Texas. Corey Clay is the person who is going to be the operator for meteorologist in White Deer, Texas. Now they put in a description of the weather modification apparatus, modification agents and their dispersal rates. It says PGCD utilizes a single and twin engine aircraft equipped with flare racks to enhance rainfall in 7 1/4 counties in the North Texas Panhandle: Carson, Gray, Wheeler, Armstrong, Donley, Roberts, Potter, and Hutchinson counties. Flares include 40G glaciogenic and both 500G and 1 kilogram hygroscopic flares. Operations are conducted by a state licensed meteorologist using radar provided by Weather Decisions Technologies via the NWS. Aircraft are tracked via telemetry on the Titan radar display. Dosaging can range from 1 flare per cloud upward to 20 flares per cloud, depending on the size and characteristics of the cloud. Any operations will be suspended under flood 20 minutes after an issued severe thunderstorm tornado warning or upon request by the TDLR and or management of the PGCD and associated counties. Okay. So let's look at the next one, this West weather modification. This is by the Rainmaker again for WTWMA. It's by that same Brie DiCarlo. Same areas. It doesn't really give an explanation. It just says please see the attached. But there is nothing that is attached that I can see. So, all right. So she goes on to say that she's looking for the 2 areas to flood. She said Lexington has about 325,000 people as of 2024. Louisville has over 1 million as of 2024. So almost 1.5 million people in those 2 cities, not including the people in between. She said these are the 2 biggest populated cities in Kentucky. So, you know, these are things that are extremely concerning. All right. And this is why her and I are looking into this. Okay. Because it seems like, you know, when you really start to dig into the floodings that are happening all over this country, especially because it started really in Texas, and you really start to dig into what's really going on, and then you start to bump into these weather modifications and the permits that get pulled and stuff like that, it's really something. It's really scary, because then you think about, my God, you know, you have all of these people that lost their lives, these little kids. You know, was it worth it? Was it worth it to you? So now you can go build your 15-minute cities? Was it worth it to you? I mean, seriously. I mean, do you not have a heart? Do you not have a brain? Do you not have morals? Do you not have any kind of structure in your life that you have to go and do this and cause all of this mayhem and chaos and hurt and everything else just so you can get your plans out and your blueprints and everything else so you can say, now we can start? You know, I mean, that's just how I'm looking at it, okay? But I had to bring this to your attention. I had to, all right? So now I'm going to leave you guys with some videos that were sent in by community members. I will see you in the next one, all right? You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping, and as always, fear less and God bless. Ciao.
You guys go to Google and punch in NOAA Texas weather seeding. When that page comes up, scroll down to NOAA library, click on that, and then scroll to the very bottom, and you can punch in any date you want for any location, any state where they're weather seeding. And if you punch in Central Texas, it'll show you that they've been weather seeding in that area that they just had the massive floods at Camp Mystic. They've been doing it since March, and it goes all the way through November something. So they're going to be weather seeding that area, 10,000 square mile area, 10 different counties until like mid-November. So is somebody going to be held accountable for this? And are they going to continue to weather seed after we just had a massive catastrophe? I mean, 20 inches of rain is what I heard fell. But the river rose 26 feet, and there are like over 100 people passed away and gone, and they're still looking for kids under 1 year old. Who's going to be held accountable for this? Go to NOAA, the NOAA page, NOAA Weather Seeding Texas, and scroll to the NOAA library, and you can punch in any town you want, and you can find out if they're weather seeding where you're at. This is crazy.
Did you hear that last week, mysteriously, hundreds of mountain lions have been leaving Yellowstone National Park, headed south to Salt Lake City, Utah, and it's baffling the scientific experts of like, why would they be leaving all of a sudden? We've never seen this behavioral itch amongst the mountain lion populancers in any locale, in any state or geography. And it's not just one or two or three of them that are leaving. There's hundreds, and you can see these three just walking on the road south there towards Salt Lake City, Utah. There is a religious fellow there, a pastor named Tucker Tucketts, that's from the region, and he's saying, hey, this has been prophesied. This is a religious thing about lions leaving and gathering in the last days of the earth. And others are saying, no, it's not religious. It's just some critters sometimes feel compelled to regather. And so they might just be going to new territory to find new food, but I'm curious what you think of this all. It's just super mysterious.
Man, props to this guy for writing this song that fast. Amazing, good job.
Well, you got your bucket list, your grocery list, your list of things to do. You got a list of all your wishes, that's a wish list, dude. You got your Amazon and Santa Claus and Tooth Fairy too. But I know a list that don't exist, and buddy, so do you. It's the Epstein List, it's a mystery list with a twist. It's a myth of a list that we all just missed. Be an optimist, not a pessimist. If you wish to persist, it's probably best you forget that list. Now what were we talking about? I don't remember, but I can sleep a lot better at night. Yeah, life can just go along. Knowing there's 10,000 hours of sunshine and flowers and nobody doing a damn thing wrong. Hear no, see no damn Bongino cash to tell. Well, I wouldn't want to be a sweating man with bulging eyes. Now tell me them fellas ain't compromised. Any implicated dude will tell you. Anybody on the big list knows just how far the folks in charge will go to keep the status quo. So when the war bell rings, the song that they'll sing is a song that we well know. I hope. So it's off to war I go. Well, they said they's gonna fix it, but now they're all complicit. They owe. So it's off to war we go. Send the poor off to war. What else are we for? They owe.